Thank you for being with us today. I am Leandro Pecchia, the large-scale pilot manager of the Gatekeeper project, and I'm here to try to give you, in a nutshell, the vision of the Gatekeeper pilot. So, according to our vision, the Gatekeeper large-scale pilot is a federation of multi-center longitudinal cohort studies, which are demonstrating the effectiveness and the cost-effectiveness of key enabling technologies such as artificial intelligence, big data, and the Internet of Things for the prevention of adverse events and the management of health in later life. Each use case protocol has been approved or is going to be approved in the coming weeks from local pilots' ethical committees. And that's because we want to ensure the maximal quality of the study while providing a pragmatic solution for the scaling up of the Gatekeeper technology during the project and as soon as possible after the end of this project. And as a matter of fact, health in Europe is managed at regional level. So instead of providing a top-down approach, we want to have as much as possible a bottom-up approach and deliver a solution which is as close as possible to the way in which healthcare services works in all the different regions in Europe, which is not the same exactly abroad different regions. Now, in order to do that, we have been working hard during the first year and the first 6 months of the second year of this project in order to define, manage, and execute the large-scale pilots. And we worked together with all the pilot sites, and we managed to establish and consolidate different reference use cases through Europe, enabling the deployment of digital solutions for early detection and intervention in order to support the risk stratification models. Our ambition is to define a new paradigm for trialing and for trial design and use in an innovative way Internet of Things, which will result in a generation of novel real-world data and therefore novel real-world evidence. And this will lead to enhanced continuous improvement of healthcare processes across Europe. That's our ambition. And beyond the original reference use cases that we identified, which were 8 when we started, we have been obviously adding one more, which is all focused on COVID, obviously, as soon as the pandemic spread across the world and in Europe in particular. And in order to do that, when we originally wrote the proposal, we identified 7 different reference use cases, which move from management of lifestyle in later life, which is a huge need in order to keep people active and healthy as long as possible. So in these reference use cases, we target senior citizen, not patient. But then we have the remaining 6, which are focused on specific disease. For instance, COPD, which is a huge problem for many citizens, and you have an understanding of how pneumonia is a severe problem now also with this COVID. And then diabetic patient, in which the ambition is to predict and model their condition and try to avoid the onset of more critical exacerbations. Parkinson's disease, prediction of readmission due to heart failure, which is a syndrome of later life as it is defined, and it's a huge burden for many healthcare services across Europe. But then we also have a pilot which is aiming, a reference use case, which is aiming at preventing stroke as a primary and secondary intervention. Last but not least, we have a reference use case which is looking after polymedication for patients suffering from more than one condition. Therefore, they deserve 360-degree attention in order to avoid complications arising from the fact that some of those therapies can give problem each other and to the patient in first instance. Where are we going to do that? Well, we have started this project with 7 pilot sites in Europe, moving from Aragon or Basque countries in Spain, and then to Attica in central Greece, therefore in Greece, to Saxony in Germany, Milton Keynes in the UK, Lodz in Poland, and Puglia region in southern Italy. And then on top of those 7 We have gained as a partner 3 further pilot partners from Asia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Singapore, which have joined our adventure with their local funding, and they are now part of this team. And with this first open call, and with the second that we are gonna issue in 12 months' time, we aim at opening our partnership to novel partner. And if you are interested to what we are doing, you can probably consider joining our consortium, responding to the first open call, which is now targeted on more technical partner, while the second will be targeted to add additional pilot site. That's all from me today, and if you have any question, don't be afraid, reach out and contact anyone in our team, and I'm sure we will be happy to answer as much as we can. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eugenio Gaeta from UPM, and I will give you now a brief introduction on the platform cluster of the project Gatekeeper. The platform cluster is a sub-project within Gatekeeper that groups all the technical activity of the project. It is designed to make faster and more functional the technical management of the project, and the manager of the platform cluster is me, Eugenio Gaeta. It is based on monthly meetings and meetings on demand, and it groups the work package 3, 4, and 5, and the cluster manage relation with the other cluster and the coordination team. What is the vision behind the Gatekeeper platform cluster? The idea is to build a trust and secure platform to foster large-scale deployment of integrated digital solutions based on artificial intelligence for early detection and intervention in different regions in Europe and worldwide in order to enable novel business model. How we foreseen to build this platform? We will use FHIR standard in order to model healthcare domain. We will use ontology and in order to add semantic interoperability. We will use Web of Things for a standardized approach for services interfaces. We will use certification authority and blockchain technology in order to build security, privacy, and trustiness within the Gatekeeper platform. We will use artificial intelligence and big data for build services for early prevention and intervention at pilot sites. We will use container and orchestration technology for resilience and scalable deployment. Basically, the platform should be built with an approach based on platform as a code. What are the main activity that will be carried out in the cluster? Within work package 3, we will focus on the definition of the platform. We will define architecture, security aspects, interoperability. While in work package 4, we will make the focus on the implementation of core services in infrastructure and deployment. While in work package 5, we will build the intelligence of the platform. We create the services for early detection and intervention for all the pilot sites. In a visual way, we have these graphics. We have the underlying concept that basically form the Gatekeeper architecture in work package 3. We will have the core components that are related to work package 4, that are the big data infrastructure, data federation framework, the Think management system, Gatekeeper trust authority, and several applications grouped in a marketplace. On the top of these core services, we will build the basic artificial intelligence of the project that is related to the work package 5, and by using all these components, we aim at build a transaction space for adding to the platform novel application that will come also from open calls. Basically, this is the overview of the Gatekeeper platform, and I will give you more detail to you later in this session. Bye.
Hello, I'm Sergio Guillén from Myosfera. I am the business cluster chairman in Gatekeeper, and I will tell you about what is about the business cluster in Gatekeeper project. So the business cluster joins the organizations, people, and activity that aims to maximize the impact of the project. So the business cluster coordinates the work from 3 work packages with the following general objective. First of all is to keep the alignment with the other 2 clusters toward a shared and mutually agreed business strategy in all the work of the project. And the second, to coordinate and harmonize the work across different tasks, addressing the design of the Gatekeeper business model from 4 different standpoints. One of these is the market and exploitation point of view. The second is the assessment on the socioeconomical value. And the third are all aspects that are connected to regulatory standards and marketplace practices and frameworks. And the fourth is the communication and dissemination of the values of Gatekeeper. So this is the team that work together in this cluster. They are the leaders and coordinator of the different work areas that participate in the Gatekeeper business cluster. So as I said before, these are the 6 fundamental areas where we are working with. The first is the exploitation and business model. That is obvious for the name that the objective is that we, at the end of the project, have a very consistent and clear exploitation plan and business model to exploit it. The second is connected to the market. Ecosystem management and enlargement is connected to the market where we are working in. The third is connected to the creation of the evidence of value that is produced by Gatekeeper to that market. So the value proposition of Gatekeeper. The fourth is connected to the regulatory aspects and the legal and regulatory frameworks concerning the standardizations, certifications, governance procurement, etc. So the fifth area of work is connected as well with the ecosystem of the market, but in this case to attract organizations and the people to join the ecosystem through the open calls procedures. And the last and not less important area of work is the dissemination and communication of the Gatekeeper values. So I want to talk very briefly about the Gatekeeper model. This is the original view of the Gatekeeper model. This is a digital marketplace built on top of the multi-sided platform model, very well known, where to exchange different types of products and services. In the center of this model is the Gatekeeper platform that is developed in our platform cluster. And on the sides, the 3 market spaces, the healthcare space, the consumer space, and the creation space. Over this very simplified model, we map the main stakeholders in this ecosystem that I mentioned before. The consumers, the technology suppliers, and the healthcare customers. So these are the 3 customer segments where we deal with in our model. So in few words, what Gatekeeper is going to generate, to create, is a new regulated business environment where healthcare agents, technology companies, and people will be able to exchange ideas and needs, will be able to create new technologies, new products, new services, will be able to to produce and to share data, which is in the core of our model, and we'll be able to procure, exchange, interchange solutions and know-how. Definitely, the business cluster is an activity which supports basically the driven approach of Gatekeeper as a continuous and coordinated effort of alignment among different project disciplines, interests, and sensitivities towards a common business strategy. Thank you very much.
Our healthcare systems are detecting conditions and risks when it's too late, and once detected, they are not managed properly. The gaps between case diagnosis and cure, disease and frailty conditions, prevented or delayed, is very high. This means that as a society, we are currently losing value between what the healthcare system is carrying and curing and what the citizens really need. In this context, innovations could bring support to achieve better diagnosis, treatment, and management of citizens across the continuum of care and prevention. However, despite the exponential advances in medical technologies developed and tested around Europe, a large portion are not implemented and never reach citizens. Nowadays, the European Commission is working to provide its citizens access to safe and top-quality digital services in health and care. They are launched a series of large-scale pilots to foster the implementation of digitalized the European industry in different focus areas. This is where Gatekeeper comes from. Gatekeeper is the flagship project that came from the necessity of integrate digital solutions, mainly artificial intelligence and big data, which bring improved quality of life to citizens, while demonstrating significant efficiency gains in health and care delivery across Europe. Gatekeeper will be a highly innovative platform to the creation of personalized solutions for risk detection and early intervention on chronic disease, guaranteeing data protection and providing interoperability. On which elements it's founded? Gatekeeper is based on 4 main pillars: ecosystem, standards, platform, and large-scale pilots, with the aims of cover the whole of for elderly citizens, including primary, secondary, and tertiary prevention, chronic diseases, and comorbidities. Fit by design with European regulations on data protection and consumer and patient protection. Harness the next generation of healthcare and wellness innovation exploiting artificial intelligence and big data. Support value generation through new business model based on value-based healthcare paradigm. Gatekeeper will demonstrate its value by scaling up during a 42 months work plan towards the deployment of solutions that will involve 40,000 elderly citizens, supply and demand-side authorities, institutions, companies, associations, academics in 8 regional communities from 7 European member states. Gatekeeper large-scale pilot will establish and consolidate the different use cases through Europe, enabling the development of digital solutions for early detection and intervention and support the risk stratification models. They ensure that Gatekeeper users and the medical requirements for early detection and intervention are currently deployed in a coordinated way in all pilot sites. And why we are having the open call. Gatekeeper wants to involve stakeholders selected for their strong commitment in demonstrating the impact of Gatekeeper interventions to manage a combination of prevalent and high-risk chronic diseases and comorbidities. The objective of this first open call is to engage actively new technology members in the Gatekeeper ecosystem, supplying new artificial intelligence and big data applications, tools, or components which will be incorporated in the technology offering portfolio of Gatekeeper to pilots and platform designers and developers. The proposals may address one of the challenge list and demonstrate how they will implement the solutions in the platform. The call is open to individual European industries, mid-caps, SMEs, startups, universities, and research and technological centers that are willing to contribute to the value-based healthcare paradigm. For our proposals to be selected, need to comply with some basic eligibility criteria. Every participant has to be legally registered in a member state of the European Union, of a Horizon 2020 associated countries. Only one entity per proposals will be admitted. Proposals solutions must provide a solution based on artificial intelligence and big data. The proposals must be written in English, and also each proposal must respect the page limit, which is 15 pages. This information is included in the template. The call is now open and will be closed on 29th of January. After the evaluation period, the winner list will be published and at the end of February, and the funded projects will start in March of the next year. They will have a total duration of 12 months. The open call will give 600,000 euros in funding with a maximum of 60,000 euros for each project. Gatekeeper project may fund a maximum of 10 third-party projects. If you are interested in apply, please check our website, gatekeeper-project.ue, and you will find a specific tab for the open call. In order to get the information, you need to be pre-registered, and then you will have the access to the toolkit, which is the information needed for the open call, composed of guide for applicant, the applicant template, budget template, platform overview. If you have any doubt during the process, please contact the Gatekeeper Open Call team in the following address, opencall@gatekeeper-project.ue. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Eugenio Gaeta from UPM, and in this session I will give you an overview on the Gatekeeper platform at technical level. Okay, as we also said before, Gatekeeper platform, the idea behind is to build a trust and secure platform to foster large-scale deployment of integrated solution for early detection and intervention in different regions across Europe and worldwide that will enable novel business model. This is the technology that will be used in order to build the platform. Now let's see in detail what this technology means and how they will be used and for what. So Why fire? Fire, it's important because with the fire standard, we will build the gatekeeper healthcare space. The gatekeeper healthcare space will include several kind of data. Within the gatekeeper healthcare space, we will be able to model where data coming from wearable consumer devices, as well as other kind of IoT devices such as medication tracker. And with this data model based on FHIR, we will also enable the certification through the Gatekeeper Trust Authority. About Web of Things and ontology, the idea of Gatekeeper is to bet on the novel standard Web of Things in order to provide a standard way for description of services interface. This will have some pro because Web of Things support semantic through JSON LD is very useful for multi-domain services based on ontology, but it also has some con because, for instance, as it is a novel technology, it has not too much tool as OpenAPI already has. In order to overcome this problem, in Gatekeeper, we are researching some way in order to allow coexistence of Web of Things and OpenAPI with semantic support. Why we want to use blockchain and certification authority? The idea is that within Gatekeeper, we want to build a project certification authority. This certification authority will be based on blockchain technology and will provide certification of different level of trustiness of Gatekeeper things, will provide traceability and reputation of Gatekeeper things, will also provide validation of some aspect of Gatekeeper things, such as compliance with the Web of Things specification, compliance with ontology and vocabulary, compliance with the standardization strategy of the project, etc. Why will we use container and orchestration technology? We will use this kind of technology to provide the concept of platform as a code. Within this platform as a code, we want to support horizontal and vertical scaling of performance of the platform, resilience and fault tolerance of the platform, independence of cloud environment and coding infrastructure, optimization of DevOps culture of the deployment and component of the platform. Finally, we want to use artificial intelligence because the core of the Gatekeeper platform will be early services for early detection and intervention that will be empowered through AI technology, and we want to also include big data services and infrastructure in order to reduce the time spending in cleaning and processing the data, grant data owners that their data are kept private, enable a collaborative environment for AI training and service validation, optimize data sharing among all the Gatekeeper pilots. Now let's see what will be the version of the platform that will be available for OpenCall. For OpenCall, we will have available some core services from Work Package 4. We will have Data Federation Framework, Think Management System, and Gatekeeper Trust Authority, and also some services coming from Work Package 5. We will have Intelligent Medical Device Connector connected with the Data Federation, and this will be the subset for OpenCaller in order to build and integrate the solution.
The OpenCall 1 of Gatekeeper is an invitation to startups and SMEs to join the project ecosystem and contribute to the creation of new technological assets that will enrich the Gatekeeper platforms and services. For the organizations applying to this call, it is an opportunity to join a vibrant innovation ecosystem and co-produce innovative solutions based on artificial intelligence for detection of health conditions, for intervention and prediction in relation to chronic diseases and well-being of older adults populations, and participate in the entire creation process from customer needs to elicitation to the deployment in real operational conditions. So, on the other hand, for the Gatekeeper project, the interest of having high-quality proposals, but also innovative companies and technology centers participating in the core, is to start building our creation space marketplace, which is one of the key pillars of the Gatekeeper business model. So we encourage you to prepare and submit good quality proposals, and you will become a member of the Gatekeeper ecosystem. Thank you very much.